for a while what we have learned yesterday. Yesterday we learned that when we do multiplication with the indices, the things that we can do, we can just directly add the powers. So like 2 to the power of 2 times 2 to the power of 3, we can directly plus 2 with 3, which is equals to 5. So the answer will be 2 to the power of 5. Yesterday we learned this, and also division using indices. When we have a division using indices, we can just directly subtract the power. Like example, 3 to the power of 5 divided by 3 to the power of 2. 5 minus 3, the answer is 2. So the final answer, it will be 3 to the power of 2, or you can write it as 9. So this is the example of using multiplication or addition using the indices. This is for the example, we are going to find the indices using the power of 5. Example 1, 5 to the power of 2 times 5 to the power of 3. This is multiplication, same base, only we can directly add the power. 2 plus 3 will be equals to 5. So the final answer, it will be 5 to the power of 5. Now if I have 5 to the power of 2 divided by 5 to the power of 3, we just directly subtract the power. 2 minus 3, it will be equals to negative 1. So the final answer, it will be 5 to the power of negative 1. Or you can write it down as a fraction, become 1 per 5. Now for the second B, check your answer by writing them in the numbers as a decimals. So now we have the 5 to the power of 2. 5 to the power of 2 is equals to 25. 5 to the power of 3 is equals to 125. So we can multiply 25 with 125. The answer will be equals to 3125. If you later try to expand the 5 to the power of 5 by multiplying 5 times 5 times 5 times 5 times 5, the final answer will be also the same, 3125. Now what if I have 25 divided by 125? You can do cancelling out. Oh, sorry, the color is too light. You can do a cancelling out like 25 divided by 125. All of them I can divide it by 5. 25 divided by 5, it will be equals to 5. And then 125 I divide by 5, it will be equals to 25. So I will got it as 5 per 25. 5 per 25, I can do cancelling out again. I can divide everything by 5. So later it will be 5 divided by 5, it will be equals to 1. 25 divided by 5, it will be equals to 5. That's why the final answer is 1 per 5. So that's why when we have the 5 to the power of negative 1, the answer will be 1 per 5, because it will be also the same thing as 1 per 5 to the power of 1. 5 to the power of 1 means 5. So the final answer will be 1 per 5. Okay, is there anyone having any questions still or any difficulties? Yes, everything that I explained you from the revision question, it will be there in your chapter wise test. So please, if you have any question or any difficulties, please let me know. Do not stay quiet. Please feel free to clarify all of your doubt to me. Is there anyone having questions still? If no one having any question, I will move to the next question. Is there anyone having question? No? Is my voice audible enough, or my internet is still having trouble or something? Is my voice, is there anyone having any question? No? Okay. If you have no question, I will continue to the next question. Yeah, to the question 10. For the question 10, simplify its expression as single number. Because we have to simplify them as a single number, we have to find one by one. 5 to the power of 2, you know 5 to the power of 2 will be equals to 25. That's why I write it as 25. 5, it will be stay as 5. 5 to the power of 0, everything to the power of 0 will be equals to 1. So we write it as 1. 5 to the power of negative 1, when the power is negative, it will be always become a fraction. So it will be 1 per 5. 25 minus 5 is 20. 20 minus 1 is 19. 19 minus 1 per 5, it will be equals to 18 4 per 5. Is there anyone have question for the 10A? Is there anyone? No? If you have no question, I will continue to the 10B. For the 10B, maybe if you still do not understand with the yesterday's about adding the powers, or we can subtract the powers directly, I will expand all of the numbers in here. 2 to the power of 3, it means there are 3 numbers of 2, we need to multiply them. 2 to the power of 7, it means there are 7 numbers of 2, we need to multiply all of them. 2 to the power of 4, it means there are 4 numbers of 2. We multiply all of them. So now we can do cancelling out. 2 and 2. Cancel. This is I can cancel. This is I cancel again. This is I cancel. So the leftover one, there are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. There are 6 number of 2. So I will write it as 2 to the power of 6. But the question said numbers. Because it is numbers, I have to find 2 to the power of 6 will be equals to what number? It will be equals to 64. The final answer is 64. If you already understand with the yesterday's class, you can directly use the formula from yesterday. When we multiply the indices, we can directly plus the power. 3 plus 7, it will be equals to 10. And then later it will be 2 to the power of 10 divided by 2 to the power of 4. When it is division using indices, we can directly subtract the power. 10 minus 4. 10 minus 4, it will be equals to 6. The answer are the same. But when we use the rule for the indices, we'll be taking less time. Because the final answer 64, we can just directly plus the power or subtract the power, depends on what calculation is it. Now for the question C, I explain everything first. 3 to the power of 5, there are 5 numbers of 3. 3 to the power of 2, it means there are 2 numbers of 2. 3 to the power of 0, it will be equals to 1. So later when we can do cancelling out, cancelling again. So the leftover one will be only 3 numbers of 3, which is equals to 3 to the power of 3 or equals to 27. Now if we use the rule from the yesterday class, so 3 to the power of 5 divided by 3 to the power of 2 times 3 to the power of 0. We have to finish the bracket first when we follow the BIDMAS rule. So we finish the 3 to the power of 2 times 3 to the power of 0. When we multiply the numbers, and then we can directly add the powers. 2 plus 0 will be left over as 2. So 3 to the power of 5 divided by 3 to the power of 2. When it is division, we can subtract the power. 5 minus 2, which is equals to 3. So the final answer is 27. Is there anyone having question? Oh yeah, what happen if the number is different? When the number is different, because you are still in a grade 8, mostly the number will be the same. There will be no case that the number will be different. You will meet the different numbers with the indices with a different base number later when you are in a grade 9. Wait until you are in a grade 9. When you are still in the grade 8, mostly the base will be the same. So it will be 2 with 2, 3 with 3. It will not be 2 with 5, 2 with 7. It will never be like that. So no need to worry about a different base number. Which one that is confusing for you, please let me know. Do not only teacher, I'm confused. It is from the 10A, 10B, 10C, or it is all of the number 10. Please make it more clear so I can repeat it properly. Okay, for the 10A, I told you we have to finish it one by one. So I have to find the 5 to the power of 2. 5 to the power of 2 will be equals to 25, right? Because 5 times 5 is 25. Now it is 5. 5 without any power, so it will be stay as 5 still. And then 5 to the power of 0, everything to the power of 0 will always equals to 1. So it will be 1. This is, I have 5 to the power of negative 1. When we have the index number or a power number with the negative power, we can make it as a fraction. 5 to the power of negative 1, it can be a fraction as 1 per 5 to the power of 1. 5 to the power of 1, it will be equals to 5 still. So that's why the 5 to the power of negative 1, it will be equals to 1 per 5. Now when we already have the number, we can calculate from the front calculation. From the very first front, we have 25 minus 5. 25 minus 5, it will be equals to 20. 20 minus 1, it will be equals to 19. 19 minus 1 per 5, it will be equals to 18 per 5. Is it clear enough or it is still confusing? Is there anything that I need to repeat on which part? That, okay. Okay, Darlene. Is there anyone having any questions still? It's okay to ask. Even though if you think my explanation is not clear enough, you can tell me, teacher, I still don't understand. Please repeat again. It's okay. Rather than you stay quiet and you are confused, later you will not be really able to do the test. It will be making me more stressed. So please, if you have any question, feel free to ask. I will not get mad if you keep asking me any question. So is it already clear enough or it is still confusing? If no one asks me anything, I feel like I will think that it is already clear enough. Yeah, if you cannot cancel them, also fine, but later you will be having difficulties. You have to multiply the 2 to the power of 3, which is equals to 8. 8 minus 128 divided by 60, divided by 16, it will be taking more time. So it will be better if we cancel. So when the canceling out already clear enough, so you can just calculate the number that is left over that we cannot cancel. That one we can calculate. So this is for number 2, the one that I cancel, the leftover one, only this number. So we can just directly multiply 2 times 2 times 2 times 2 times 2 times 2, which is equals to 64. So you cannot, there are two ways. You can do the step with the cancelling out or with the formula from the indices. Either one is okay. You can do with whatever that you think is more comfortable with you. For me, using the rule from the indices will be better because it will not taking so much time. When it is a multiplication, I can just directly add the power. 3 plus 7, it will be equals to 10. And then now I have 2 to the power of 10 divided by 2 to the power of 4. It is a division. Oh, when it is division, we can directly subtract the power. So I can directly do 10 minus 4. 10 minus 4, it will be equals to 6. So the final answer will be 2 to the power of 6. The answer will be the same. But if you use the rule, it will be taking less time. It will be up to you which one that is easier. You can pick. But if you want to try to expand, please cancel all of them. Cancel anything that you can cancel. Do not let it be as like that. Because later you will be counting so very big number. It will be consuming your time so much. Okay. Is there anyone have any questions still? Or can I move to the next question? Or you still have any question? Feel free to ask if you have any question. Do not stay quiet. No question through the chat box. No one unmuting yourself. So I think that you already understand. I will continue to the next question. Yeah, to the question 11. For the question 11, in a computing, 1k is equals to the power of 10. This is when later you want to be a programmer. this 1k will be happening if you want to be a programmer. If you don't want to be, so it will be just like an information only for you. 1k is equals to the power of 10, which is equals to 1024. Now we have to change 2 to the power of 8 into the k form. We have 2 to the power of 8, and then we have the given one. 1k is equals to the power of 10. So it means I have to change the 8 into 10. To change it, because this is 2 to the power of 8, I will write it as 2 to the power of 10 minus 2. 10 minus 2 will be equals to 8 still. So it means I can change the 2 to the power of 8 into 2 to the power of 10 minus 2. Remember, when we have a division with indices, we can directly subtract the power. So now we have the opposite. There is a subtraction of the power. We can change it into a division. So now I have 2 to the power of 10 divided by 2 to the power of 2. 2 to the power of 10 is equals to 1k. You can write it down as k only, or you can write it as 1k. Now 2 to the power of 2 will be equals to 2 times 2. 2 times 2 will be equals to 4. That's why it will be k per 4. Is there anyone having question at the question 11 or get confused still? Feel free to ask. Okay, I will repeat again. So in here for the question 11, you have to focus on the given one, the given explanation that you have. The given explanation that you have is 1k is equals to 2 to the power of 10. And then for the question, we have the 2 to the power of 8. Now we are going to change the number 8 into something that as long as there is number 10 on it. Why do have to be there is a number 10 on it, teacher? Because from the question we have that 2 to the power of 10 is equals to 1k. So from it I have to change into any calculation as long as there is number 10 on it. Do you agree if I write the 8 is equals to 10 minus 2? Do you agree? Or do you have any other method to change the 8 to do something with the number 10? I have to do something with the number 10 in here. I don't know. As long as my final answer is 8. I think the only thing that we can do is only by doing 10 minus 2, right? Because we do the 10 minus 2, 10 minus 2 it will be equals to 8. And then this is a subtraction using indices. Subtraction using indices, we can change it into a division. Why do we have to change it into division? If you get confused, I will go back to the very first explanation. This is division using indices. In here, wait. Yeah, we have that when I have 3 to the power of 3 divided by 3 to the power of 1, the answer is 3 to the power of 2. Why it is become 3 to the power of 2? Because 3 minus 1 is equals to 2. Before I have 8 is equals to 10 minus 2. Right? On the question 11, I have 8 is equals to 10 minus 2. The question is 2 to the power of 8. That's why I make 8 is equals to 10 minus 2. Why did I pick number 10? Because we have that 1k is equals to 2 to the power of 10. That's why there is the number 10 is a must. We have to use the number 10. We cannot use any number else. Otherwise, we cannot go back to the 1k. So now we have when we have the subtraction in here, we have subtraction of the power. It can be a division in here. So this is the same thing. I can make the 10 minus 2. This is all of them are the power. So I can make it as if this is 2 to the power of 8 is equals to 2 to the power of 10 minus 2. Is my voice laggy? Is my voice laggy? Wait. Okay then. Wait, let me repeat again. Okay. Okay. Wait. Let me clear my annotation first. If you think my voice is laggy. Okay. Before we have to find the 2 to the power of 8 in the k form. That is our job, to find the 2 to the power of 8. So now I want to change the number 8 in here into 10 minus 2. Right? Is there anyone disagree if I say that 8 is equals to 10 minus 2? Is there anyone who disagree? I think all of you will be agree, right? 10 minus 2 will be equals to 8. Now, if we use the example of the division using indices, when we have 3 minus 1 in here, it means it can be 3 to the power of 3 divided by 3 to the power of 1. Now I have 2 to the power of 10 minus 2. So it means I can write it down as 2 to the power of 10 divided by 2 to the power of 2. 2 to the power of 10 is equals to k or 1k. This is the given information from the question 11. 1k is equals 2 to the power of 10. That's why I changed the 2 to the power of 10 in here into k. After that, we need to divide it by 2 to the power of 2. So 2 to the power of 2 is equals to 4. When we have k divided by 4, we can write it as k divided by 4. Right? Is there anyone having any difficulty still? You can, the answer, you can keep it as k divided by 4, or you can write it as k by 4. It's okay, either way is fine. Is there anyone having difficulties or confused still? Okay, which part that making you confused can I know? How to get 4? Okay, how to get 4? 2 to the power of 2 is equals to how many? Is it equals to 4, or it is equals to 8, or equals to any number else? Equals to 4, right? That's why I got 4 at that place. Is there anything still confusing? It's okay to clarify. I will not get mad. So I will be sure that all of my students is already understand. It will be better for me. Even though I have to keep on repeating, it will be better. So is there anyone having any questions still? Yeah, you can write it as k divide, yeah, do you write it as k by 4? If you want to keep it as k divided by 4, also fine, as long as there is letter k on it, because the question is change the 2 to the power of 8 into the k form. So you can pick either one. You can make it as k per 4 or k divided by 4. Both of them are okay because both of them having the letter k. Okay, is there anyone having questions still, or still do not understand before I move to the next question? Because if I move to the next question, all my annotation will gone. It will be harder to repeat. Okay, no question? Okay, if no question, I will move to the question 12. Yeah, oops, sorry. The question 12. Work out 4 to the power of 3. 4 to the power of 3 is equals to 64. Square root of 121 is equals to 11. 15 square is equals to 225. Square root of 196 will be equals to 14. Is there anyone having any question? Yes, Regan, please be back soon. Is there anyone having any question about the question 12? Especially for those who already done it. No? No question? Okay, I think it's for the question 12. There will be no question also. So I will move to the next question. But if you think you have any question, just feel free to interrupt me. Feel free to ask me any question. Do not be afraid to ask me. Okay, I will continue to the question 13. List all of the prime number less than 40. Prime number starts from number 2. So it will be 2, 3, 5, 7, 11, 13, 17, 19, 23, 29, 31, 37. Prime number cannot be divided by any number else. other than by 1 or by its number itself. So, is there anyone having question at the question 13? Or maybe I missed some numbers in here that I haven't put it on my answer. You can tell me. Is there anyone? No? No question? Okay, if you have no question, I will continue to the question 14. For the question 14, we have two numbers from the question, -20 and also number 2. And also we have the steps in here. The step, how many steps are there from -20 into 2? Let us count together. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. There are 11 steps. So it means 11 steps is equals to how many? From -20 into 2, the difference is how many? How many is the difference between -20 and 2? Anyone can help me? What is the difference between 2 and -20? You can, if you confused, we can do 2 minus -20. 2 minus -20, the answer is equals to 22. So it means 11 steps will be equals to 22. So if one step, it will be equals to 2. Right? Now from the -20 into the question, there are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. There are 6 steps. So it means 6 times 12. 6 times 2, sorry. 6 times 2, which is equals to 12. So I can do -20 plus it by 12, which is equals to -8. Is there anyone having question, or maybe I explained too fast or something? Please let me know if you have any question. No question for sure? Okay, if you have no question, I will continue to the next question. Oh, sorry. Yeah. For the question 15. 1, 4, 22, 55, 3, 407, and 9. We have this number. We have to make a list for the prime numbers. Prime numbers is a number that cannot be divided by any number either than by 1 or by itself. So the prime number in here are 3 and 7 multiples of 4. So it is divisible by 4. It will be 4 and 400. Factors of 27, it will be 1, 3, and 9. Is there anyone having a different answer or having difficulties here? Feel free to ask if you have any difficulties or question. Is there anyone? No? Okay. If you have no question, I will move to the next question. Question 16. Question 16. Use the cards to make this statement correct. Each card should be only used once. So it means we cannot repeat the numbers. So in here, I make 3 possibilities. So I can do -8 plus 5 will be equals to -3. 6 minus 10, it will be equals to -4. 5 minus 8, 5 plus -8, it will be equals to -3. 6 minus -4, it will be equals to 10, and so on. Is there anyone who have a different answer with me and you want to clarify it? Because I'm asking, is there any different answer, or it is, or your answer already same with my 3 examples? You can clarify to me if you think your answer is different with mine, so I can check if it is correct or not. Remember that the card should be only used once. So like for example, you want to tell me, teacher, if I write 10 minus 5, is it okay? 10 minus 5, okay, let me write 10 minus 5. See, if 10 minus 5, the answer is 5. But it means we use the cards of number 5 twice. But the question, it says it should be used only once. So, is my voice laggy? Oh my god, my voice lagging. Okay then. Is the slide visible? Hello. Is it audible now or it is still laggy? It is still laggy, is it or no? No. Okay, I hope it's not laggy anymore. So for the question 16 in here, oh wait, my god. Is my voice is not laggy, right? Or it is laggy, yeah? Is it laggy? No. Okay then. Okay, Gaby, be back soon. Okay. Okay, for the question 16, in here there are 6 cards, -4, -8, -4, -3, 5, 6, and 10. We have to use these 6 cards to make the calculation correct. We have to make it into addition or subtraction. Any calculation as long as all the cards already being used, and then there is no card that is used for twice or thrice. It only can be used once. So in here, I already display there are 3 possibilities that you can use. The first possibility is -8 plus 5. It will be equals to -3. 6 minus 10, it will be equals to -4. 5 plus -8, it will be equals to -3. 6 minus -4, it will be equals to 10. And then for another possibility, 10 plus -4, it will be equals to 6. -3 minus 5, it will be equals to -8. Now my question, is there anyone having a different answer with mine? So I can clarify and check it if maybe example you have a different number. Is there anyone? No? No. Is it already the same? Okay, then I give you another one. -10 plus, -4 plus 10, it will be equals to 6. And then I have -3 minus -8. The final answer, it will be equals to 5. Yeah. Is it correct or is it wrong? For the last, the green numbers that I just write. Do you agree or disagree? Or is there anyone still having a different possible answer? No? Okay. Is there anyone get confused at the number 16? No confusion? Okay, if you have no confusion, I will move to the question 17 then. I hope it's already clear enough for you. For the question 17, the temperature starts at 6 degree and it falls by 13 degree. It says false. When it is false, so it means we have to subtract it. 6 minus 13, it will be equals to -7. It starts at -2 and falls by 8. So we do -2 minus 8, which is equals to -10. Is there anyone having question at the question 17? Is there anyone have confusion? No? Okay. I will move to the question 18. For the question 18 in here, before we start ordering the number from the smallest or from the largest, the things that we have to do is we have to simplify all of the operation in here. So square root of 25, it will be equals to 5. 3 to the power of 2, it will be equals to 9. Cube root of 64, it will be equals to 4. 0.2 square, it will be equals to 0.04. So now we can check which one is smaller, which one is getting bigger, and I can find the largest. So I will write it as 0.2 square, cube root of 64, and then square root of 25, and the last one is 3 to the power of 2. Is there anyone who get confused in this question 18? Before I move to the next question? No, for sure? Okay. If you have no question, I will move to the question 19, the last question that we have as the revision. Oops, sorry. Yeah. Wait. Yeah. For the question 19, decide whether each of these statements is true or false. Tick the correct boxes. So I just tick the correct boxes. If I do not tick, it means false. So can you tell me what is the correct answer for the 9 to the power of 0? Yeah, it is false. Can you tell me what is the correct answer if it is false? Yeah, the final answer is supposed to be 1. Everything to the power of 0 is 1. Because the question is tick the correct box. It means I do not have to tick if it is false. You just can keep it empty. You don't have to tick it like this. You don't have to. So you just can directly tick the true answer. Now for the last number, I didn't tick anything, so it means false. Can you tell me the correct answer for 9 to the power of 8 divided by 9 to the power of 4? What is the correct answer for it? Because I said this is false, so can you tell me what is the correct answer for this calculation? Anyone knows? Yeah. When it is division using indices, we can directly subtract the power. Subtract the power. So 8 minus 4 is equals to 4, not equals to 2. So the correct answer is 9 to the power of 4. Is there anyone have confusion in here or get confused? Is there anyone? No? Okay. If you have no question, I have like extra question. We have 2 minutes left. So I think we can discuss these two numbers for a while before I end up the meeting. Calculate 3 minus 5 minus 4 plus 2 times 4. Do you remember the BITMAS rule? If we use the BITMAS rule with calculation that we have to finish first, anyone can tell me? If I want to use the BITMAS rule, which calculation first that I have to do? Yeah, we have to finish the bracket. So it will be 3 minus 1 plus 2 times 4. So now, what operation do I have to use after we finish the bracket? The multiplication. Okay, so I can write it as 3 minus 1 plus 8. Now, what calculation do I have to do now? Can anyone tell me? Is it subtraction or addition first? Which one? Someone said subtraction, someone said plus. Which one first? Remember, addition and subtraction, they are in the same level. When they are in the same level, whatever comes first on the calculation, we do first. So in here, which one that comes first, the subtraction or addition? Which one comes first? Subtraction, right? So it means we have to finish the subtraction first, not addition. So it will be 2 plus 8. 2 plus 8 will be equals to 10. Is there anyone get confused? Even later for the another BITMAS, we have the division and multiplication. Division and multiplication, they are in the same level. Whatever comes first, you do first. It doesn't mean because it is letter D first, so I have to finish all of the division and then multiplication later. No, it depends on what operation that come first because they are in the same level. Is there anyone having confusion? It's already 10:46. I think that's all for today's class. But before I end up the class, is there anyone having questions still? Is there anyone? No? Okay. If no one have no question, I think that's all for today's class. Later, when in the afternoon, I will share all of the revision question with the answer through the Google Classroom. So please kindly be active through the Google Classroom, learn all of the revision. Yes, everything that we discuss from the revision will come out in the test. So please kindly study. If you have any questions still, you can let me know through the Google Classroom. You can message me. There is an option private message, private comment. But please let me know by writing a public comment first before you make a private comment. Okay, I think that's all for today's class. Good morning and thank you, student.